Hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of Craig's Critique. Now, the majority of people won't know that I have not done one of these videos for around 3 months, and I am going to be changing the format slightly in terms of what sort of reviews I do and how often I do them. The way I'm looking at this very current month is I'm looking at an awards season, so I'm going to be taking a look at all the films that are currently up for Best Picture at the Oscars, and I will be going through them one by one, hopefully. I'm going to start this this award season review section off with my review of La La Land, which I did see a couple of weeks ago, so I had quite a bit of time and thought process over this film. It has been garnering an awful lot of positive, extremely positive reviews, hasn't it? Very, very critically acclaimed reviews, in fact. And I'm going to be brutally honest with my opinions in this. If I am truly judging it purely on film credentials, qualities, I have got significant issues with it. Primarily the pacing of it. It really does lag between sections of the film. And this is going to sound bizarre, so hear me out, please. But is the film's predictable story structure of Young Love too comfortable? Or is that the intention of the film, given in essence it's basically a love letter to classic Hollywood films of the studio era, where audiences kind of knew what they were going to get going in? Yeah, I think that one's up for debate, isn't it? That's my own personal view of it. It's quite basic and nothing to shout about particularly in terms of the story. Also, the most significant question I think that I have to ask when it comes to this film, La La Land, is at what point does nostalgia for films past equal critical acclaim? Is this film self-congratulatory? I kind of thought so in certain moments. There's a particular piece of dialogue that is glaringly so that I did an unintentional eye roll as I was watching the film. The reason why I think it's a relevant question is that in recent years we've experienced films that go beyond the nod and wink to films past and just outright try and recreate and remake extremely popular films of previous years that have been given, from my point of view, two good critical receptions, and simply repackaging these qualities to give them a new modern age audience is not surely a sign of greatness. Surely it's a sign of lack of creativity. That's my thought. The only thing I will say in the film's defence to this point is that the film's director, stroke writer, Damien Chazelle, I truly do believe he has made this film with immense love for the genre of film that he has gone for. And he has earnestly wanted to bring it to a new audience without any criticism I clearly have towards it. However, where it, in my opinion, falls down is the predictable, like I said before, predictable and flat storytelling in between they are outstanding song and dance numbers that the film's soul lives off. Which is actually a shock, as his previous film Whiplash is one of my favourite films of the last few years. And I constantly tell people to watch it as it's a brilliant piece of storytelling. It's just truly, truly wonderful piece of storytelling. It really does sound like I didn't enjoy this film, doesn't it? However, let's go on to the positives of it. When it's on song, it is truly exceptional as an event piece of cinema and certainly worthy of a price of admission alone. 3 segments in particular are of testament to this. The Gosling Stone bench choreographed number, the Emma Stone final audition song. It reminded me heavily of a Anne Hathaway individual piece in Les Miserables, although maybe not as intense. And the What If reversal of time jazz finale that was truly a astonishing spectacle. I think, yeah. If it was going for magic, it had magic in those moments that I've just described. However, I'd be amazed if the score doesn't sweep every awards gone going, because it's truly magnificent. The songs were generally infectiously fun, but what does win you over more than anything for me was the dance numbers. And that's not because they were nostalgic, not Hollywood's yesteryear, but because they are wonderfully entertaining and skillfully put together in their own right, with 2 superb performances from Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling at the centre of them at these song and dance numbers. The dance numbers. And in fact, the story between the song and dance numbers, I actually think does a disservice to these moments, because the dance numbers themselves tell a much better story through that medium than the writing process in this film clearly ever did. So it amazes me how on earth this film is getting nominations for Best Script, because I am absolutely perplexed by that. Emma Stone is sublime, I do believe, and she can most certainly sing, and in my opinion, her joyful exuberance performance is the basis for the joyful feel of the film. Ryan Gosling's one's a different one, isn't it? Because he's nominated for Best Actor, and I'm not having that either. Because first, yes, there's lots of things to be taken into consideration of an individual's performance. Yes, he had to learn the piano before, and he had to learn the dance numbers. Kudos, well done. They've been incredibly well performed. However, he's not singing, is he? He's at the point, and I could have an argument about this forever. It's not particularly bad, but it's just kind of underwhelming given what surrounds it. So, yeah, what can I? As you can tell, I'm not quite as swept away as a lot of the critics have been. And having spoken to individuals who have also been to see the film, and these aren't just passing views sometimes in terms of having feedback from people. These are regular cinema goers. So they've seen a lot of films, the majority of individuals I've spoken to. And I think they're just as perplexed in a way at how ridiculously a good reception the film's got. It's a decent film. It's a very enjoyable film. It has flaws. Is this a best film Oscar contender? Not for me. If you're judging it on purely on category alone, best cinematography, best song, best obviously costumes, it could sweep the board in all those sort of categories. But if you're saying, is this the best film that tells the best story and comes together in such a way of, well, like I say, getting a message across to you and having an experience, you're having experiences in moments. You don't have the whole film experience for me with this film. It is event cinema, I'll say that, and it does have to be seen at the cinema. It's certainly the sort of film that won't be seen very often on our screens, and I can certainly see why this type of film has garnered the industry's critical acclaim and respect, because it is quite a self-congratulatory film, isn't it? It's a film about the filmmaking process and actors making it, and what does Hollywood love more than that? However, my own personal take on the film is that not of utter adulation, but one of just great respect as a film of flawed brilliance. Flawed brilliance is exactly the phrase to sum up this film. So that's my opinion on La La Land. I think it's truly exceptional in moments, but it is structurally not sound. Ironically. The sound is great, the music's great, the dance numbers is great. But as a storytelling piece of filmmaking, it doesn't quite work it for me. And there we go. So I have issues. I think I've made that clear before, but like I said, the best phrase to describe this film is flawed brilliance. There we go, La La Land, my review of La La Land. Like I say, I'm going to be looking at trying doing a more, maybe, seasonal sort of reviews process. So I might do, at this moment in time, like I say, I'm doing awards films, and I might go to the summer blockbuster and do individual reviews. I'm probably not going to be doing the classic film reviews unless it ties in some sort of way to a film that's out at that current moment in time. So we will see how things go, and I will hopefully be making more videos, and I will hopefully be able to bring more reviews, informed reviews, to a general audience. I thank you very much if you have for watching. It is most appreciated, and I do hope to see and speak to you very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.